Hi guys, welcome back to Lewis on Film. I am Lewis, and the cinemas are open. I've been to see a few films that I've seen already. They've been re-released in the cinema. Of course, last week I brought you a review for Those Who Wish Me Dead. There's still more stuff to watch, though. I'm very excited now. We've got films actually coming out in the cinema quite frequently now. We've got The Conjuring 3, which I'm hopefully going to see next week, mid next week. Cruella is out now. You can watch on Disney Plus, or you can go to the cinema. I'm going to the cinema on Monday to take my nieces to see it, along with my lovely partner. But today I am here to review a long-awaited sequel. A Quiet Place Part 2, reviewed here. Let's take a look. So, I had the chance to see this at an advanced screening last night, a week ahead of its official release, which of course it was delayed due to COVID. It was meant to be released last year in May, I think, which was 2 years after the original release, which was April in 2018. And the story for this one begins, so the film begins on day one, that fateful day where these creatures arrived from wherever it was. But the main story here actually starts, the main story, the story that we know, that carries on more or less straight away. As soon as the first film ended, this film picks it up and carries on as if there was no break at all. And that bit of the story, this time the family have to leave the home, which was the setting of the first film. They find a haven in this rundown sort of industrial factory where Emmett, played by Cillian Murphy, is hiding and has set traps, obviously alarms, if you like, to warn him if these creatures are coming. And of course, the creatures come after them because the family inadvertently spring the traps. Blah blah blah. We meet Cillian Murphy. If you've seen the trailer is actually pretty excellent, by the way, because it doesn't give away anything. The only things it does give away is the first act, which great. But because they've now moved location, they've moved out of the valley where their home was. They found a radio signal which is playing somewhere beyond the sea, that one. And the daughter figures out that it's a message and that there are other survivors out there, and she and Cillian Murphy, Emmett, they set off to find them, which of course leaves Emily Blunt, the mother from the first film, and the son to fend for themselves whilst they're gone. The first film was great, wasn't it? It really was. It was terrifically well done, very clever, very tense, very fun in certain ways. This sequel, highly anticipated sequel, directed, John Krasinski returns behind the camera. He writes and directs it again, and just one thing to point out here, Mr. Krasinski, you have found the perfect, and I mean perfect, don't have your phone on in the cinema advert. If someone does, you'll see what I mean when you see it. It's very, very, very good. If they don't use that as a cinema advert in the future, you'll see what I mean. They've missed a trick because it's perfect, absolutely perfect. But anyway, yes. So the first film, as we know, basically John Krasinski had this cool concept, and he got to show off how awesome his wife is. He and Emily Blunt married in real life, if you didn't know. And this film, so this sequel now, shows off how good he is as a director, because he gets the kids to step into the spotlight a bit more, and the film is, within fair reason, the better for it. That's nothing against Emily Blunt whatsoever, but because she turns up and she's terrific anyway. But this is the time for the kids to shine, and both of them, both young kids, the son and the daughter, obviously the daughter who's deaf, they both get an equal amount of screen time, I would have said. Probably leaning a bit more towards the daughter if you had to be harsh about it, but yeah, they both are excellent. And Cillian Murphy, who comes into it, of course, he's done the apocalypse genre before with 28 Days Later and the zombies. He's awesome. He's great. He really really is excellent in this. And this time it's the first time was about a family who had to stay together, who had to trust each other and had to survive together. Was the point. This time the family is divided. The daughter's gone off with this new character to do something that she feels she needs to do, and to give the family a chance of survival in a way that she knows how. The son's got to stay and protect his baby sister, of course. I think it's a sister. I can't remember now. It's a baby sibling, shall we say. And of course his mother, who she's gone off to find medicine for, or some sort of treatment for him, because he's done his ankle in quite early on. But the thing here is that there is more people out there, and so, the question, of course, in the run-up is, are they good people or are they bad people? The Walking Dead is frequently a reference for this one, but yeah, are they good people out there, and are they worth finding and saving, or are they bad people and they're just going to try and kill you? The clever use of foreshadowing in this film is to be commended. Krasinski keeps on showing things. He shows you little things, and they happen in the blink of an eye. They happen without you realizing they might be something, but of course they are going to be something. And when the thing isn't there, does that mean there's going to be a problem? When the thing is not done correctly, that means there's another problem. When the thing you're never told what this particular why he's doing this particular thing, but you kind of figure it out yourself. It gives a lot of respect to its audience. It doesn't just say, "Oh, I'm doing this because this happens." No, it just shows you happening a couple of times, and then later on it's done wrong, and that's going to bring some danger. And it's very clever, very clever, very very good directing work from Krasinski. Once it all comes to fruition, the division of the story as well between between the son's time on screen and the daughter's time on screen, and editing them together to fit as a whole rather than just individual scenes. So it's one scene with the daughter, one scene with the son, one scene with the daughter, one scene with the son, blah 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 blah. These all blend in together. So whilst the daughter's facing this dilemma, it's intercut with the son who's doing something else, and in the end, the sort of when it comes round to the final scenes, and you realise why he's chosen to do that as a method rather than just show one and then the other, it's very clever. It's very clever. It's very very intelligent filmmaking, and you see how well thought out it was. It's a very very good sequel. It is. It's brilliant sequel. It's if you like the first one, you'll love this. There's nothing wrong with it at all. If you didn't like the first one, see what you think. I mean, sometimes you could argue that it's worth seeing a sequel if you didn't like the first one, which is fair enough. I think maybe if you didn't like the first one for any reason, this one you might struggle with for the same reasons. But it is different. It isn't exactly the same thing done again. The danger is still the same. The elements of fear and how they use it is still there. But the story is different. There is different motivations and there's different dynamics at work. And like I say, the sort of the split between the families and what's going on over here and what's going on over there is very clever. So yeah, it's a great sequel. So now I'd usually talk about the bad. I don't have any. I don't have any bad to talk about. This is a terrific sequel. There is... If you consider how good the first film was, and the first film was very, very good, this film is not, in a way, doesn't feel like a sequel. It just feels like a continuation of the same story. And now, in itself, that creates different problems and different kind of challenges for the filmmakers to get over. And they do. They do quite wonderfully. It really is an excellent film. It's a great sequel. And yeah, I look forward to seeing this again. I'm going to watch them both back to back, by the way. Just, yeah, go see part 1, go see part 2. It's, yeah, it'd be worth it, because in fact, I'm surprised they're not doing that as a double bill right now, to be honest. Or maybe they will. Maybe they'll be doing it as a double bill in a couple of weeks when the film is officially released, but which I think is a good idea. Yeah, no complaints here. No complaints at all. It's a great sequel. Very, very well done. So there you go, folks. Do go check this one out. If you like the first one, plain and simple, you'll like this one, I'm pretty sure. Go and check it out. It's one of the best sequels you're ever likely to find. I think this will go on the ranking of best sequels of all time. Will there be a part 3? There's certainly space for it, so I'm saying why not? If this one's successful, the first one certainly was successful. If this one's successful, yes, please. I'd love to see it. So give me a sequel. Give me a third one. A lovely 3-parter would be nice. Thank you very much, folks. Please do subscribe. We've got The Conjuring 3 coming up. We've got Cruella coming up to review. I will be reviewing them after the weekend. It's bank holiday weekend, so we'll be going to check them out over the course of. So have a great week. I shall see you soon. I really am looking forward to sharing my thoughts with you on these ones. See you soon.